Is Zoom or and to you guys here in person. So let's have our national anthem.
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Alan, as our prayer.
Trust you. We pray, dear God, thank you for this club of our members. We pray for the work that you have us to do, those that you have us to serve. We pray our goals and our plans, or your goals and your plans. Please work through us to serve others. Please bless this food, strengthen us through your will. Amen.
Amen.
Family of Rotary. Terry Evans.
How are you?
Thank you, President Sheila. I'll be brief, because again, this week we have no work day. I don't know what's going on with this time of the year, but I understand we're gonna have a bunch of them next year. Before we do the anniversary, I think we need to give a round of applause and a congratulations to our fellow Rotarian Michael Maddox. He and his beautiful wife Rhonda got married on Saturday, October the 9th. And Michael is here today. It took a couple of weeks with a honeymoon and all that to get here. So let's give him a round of applause. Anniversaries: Keith McNulty and Susan on October the 21st. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Thank you.
Thank you. Introduction of guest missing Rotarians, Chris.
How are you?
Well, welcome everybody this morning. Welcome our guests and visiting Rotarians. So if you would, when I call your name, if you please stand and remain standing, we'll go through it. We got a pretty good little list here. Mr. Doug Singfield, guest of club. Tom Sorrells, guest President Sheila. Stacy Bracken, guest of Cynthia Green. Richard Crum, guest of Joseph Johnson. Kevin Payne, guest of Ben Sweetliff. Paul Swanson, a guest of Mr. Mike Azar. Jason Jackson, guest of Mr. Paul Lee. Michael Thread, guest of Donna Clemens. Did I miss anybody? Do we have anybody else? Thank you all. Welcome this morning.
Lawrence. Camp Aston. Okay, the last one, 5317. 5317.
Come on up, you did it.
That was not predetermined. She has an announcement to make. Sure. Part A, I'm a loser.
Tag horse.
Tag horse.
Hey guys, Melanie Hill asked me to share with you guys on your table, you've got a flyer about Red Ribbon Week. And so a couple key things to point out, if you're not familiar with Red Ribbon Week, this is an initiative with the 334 Prevention Project, where we are trying to make a visible impact and to increase drug-free awareness. Obviously, we want our children, we want our employees, we want our families, we want everybody that we love and care about to be drug-free. And what's really new and different about this year is usually this is an initiative that is reserved exclusively for the school systems. And while Dothan City Schools, Houston County Schools, and Houston Academy have all committed to participate, what's new is that this year, businesses, churches, anybody can participate, which means you and I. And there's a fun schedule on the back. So, and you can see here, Red Ribbon Week is going to be October 23rd through October 31st. So it's next week, it's the week of Halloween. And you can see that we've got sponsors for each of the days, including Robbie Thomas and the team at WTDY has Friday for us. And there's something fun going on every day. And what we're asking you to do is if you can take this to go back to your offices, and if you've got somebody in your office, an office manager or somebody that does marketing or social media or a sales rep or just somebody, maybe a receptionist that has a few extra minutes, it really doesn't take long to do this. This really doesn't cost any money. It's about awareness. And all they've got to do is just on your company's social media pages, just do a little picture post that says you're participating. We're really encouraging everybody to use the hashtag Wiregrass Goes Red. That helps to make all of the posts related to this come up on social media. And it's a really fun and easy way for for all of our staff to do something to help the community. And it really doesn't cost us a dime. So if we can support the 334 Prevention Project, I think this is a great endeavor. If you got any questions, you are happy to, or I'm happy to answer for you after we meet, or you can also reach out directly to Dana Bonney and her staff there, or Melanie Hill. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with our Dothan Rotarians, and thank all of you for what you do for Houston County and the communities and different entities around our county. So glad to be here, Sheila. Thank you for the opportunity. You want to go ahead and share a few things now? Okay. Yes, as spokesman kind of for our Farm City committee. I've been on the Farm City committee now for about 12 years, and it's a great organization. We try to provide what we need for the farmers to do the things that they do. We are supportive of all the 4-H and FFA students who are interested in farming and agriculture, and it's a great opportunity for us as a Farm City committee. In Farm City committee, we work together with our farmers and our city. This started back many, many years ago, back in the early 1950s, when the Kiwanians, two gentlemen on the train was traveling in the Northeast, and they got to talking about how can we bring together our farming community and our city. So that evolved over years, and it's just been wonderful. This is a statewide thing that we do. Every county has a Farm City committee, basically, and they do many, many wonderful things. So I'd like to say about this year, it's a little bit different. Like last year, we did not have the opportunity to have our annual banquet because of the COVID. And this year we've been meeting since about August and trying to decide what to do and how to go about having our banquet again. So from the information that we were given to the health department, other entities at CDC, we tried to say, well, we better not have it this time because of the COVID and the variants that's out there. So we found out that in order to have it, you've got to have a number. We normally have between 300 and 400 people come to our banquet, but you're not able to really determine how much food we're going to have. So there may be 150 come and we plan for 300. So it's just a little bit hard to adequately prepare for that banquet. But we're making progress. We're going to be able to have a awards banquet, we call it, at the Houston County Career Academy this year for all those students that have won awards. Last year, we were so thankful that we won the state award. Houston County, Farm City won the state award in the whole state of Alabama over all the other counties. So we were proud of that. And those on the committee worked hard to make that happen. This year, we have what we call, the theme is Down to Earth, Agriculture Sustains Alabama. And folks, if you don't believe that, I'm gonna give you a few statistics about how important agriculture is to the state of Alabama. The top commodities that are grown in the state are poultry, cattle, greenhouse, nursery, cotton, and soybeans. You don't believe it, you can travel from here all the way to North Alabama, and you'll see a variety of different crops. Peanuts down here in the southeast, and corn, and then you get up in the north, Madison County, soybeans and cotton are what their biggest crop that they grow there. Alabama is second nationally in its rankings in broilers, catfish, and quail, which is a good rating, I think, for the state of Alabama and agriculture. Alabama is actually third in forest land, peanuts, and sod. So that's another economic growth that we have. So ask the question, what are the main agricultural crops in the state of Alabama? Cotton, hay, and corn. What is the number one crop grown in Alabama? What would y'all think the number one crop is in Alabama, the whole state? You ever pick cotton? Cotton is number one, that's right. That's 530,000 acres last year of cotton was grown in the state of Alabama. But according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, total crops, the state product was $70 billion impact on the state of Alabama, $70 billion. And that a number of jobs of 580,000 jobs that agriculture is able to provide for the state of Alabama. So that's a lot of jobs for those working in agriculture. Top Alabama industries in Alabama was bioscience, beverage production, automotive, chemicals, metals, tourism. What's number two? Agriculture. Class, wake up, y'all. But anyway, all right, what's the new crop that's come in that y'all heard about lately? The new crop, not cotton, soybean, wheat, or oats. Hemp, there you go. Thank you. Hemp is the new crop that's coming in. But now, believe me, USDA has a lot of restrictions and rules on growing hemp. So if you're thinking about doing it, you might want to look at all the background that's going to have to be done on you before you can grow that crop. Applications have to be made. So there's a lot of detailed information there that you have to provide. And that's something that's going to really start taking off a little bit in next year, 2022. The other thing that we have is Alabama Department of Agriculture and Industry. Our Commissioner of Agriculture and Industry, Rick Mate, has done a marvelous job. Outstanding job promoting sweet grown Alabama. Y'all seen that, and he's coming. I think he spoke one twice here at Rotary, and it's something that we're seeing our produce markets grow tremendously. We've seen a lot of farmers markets around. We have one in Dothan. Most towns have one. Now we're having a fall market, so participate in those and go to them and see what they have. That helps American farmers. And so a lot of those are vegetables. These local markets for farmers provide public people to be able to come and buy local produce. Another thing is going on now, besides the hemp growing, is we've seen organic farming. That's another type of agriculture that's taken off. It's as a matter of fact, over 200% jump in organic farming last year. Now, what are we thinking about the state? So let's think about Houston County. Houston County ranks what in the state in cotton? Corn. Houston County ranks corn. 16.4% of our county. The total agriculture and forestry production is second largest agriculture commodity in our county. Houston County. You might ask, what is Houston County doing matching up with the other counties in the state of Alabama? Houston County produces 1/4 of the nation's peanuts. So rightly giving us in Houston County the peanut capital of the world. Peanuts are so important to the this county's economy that half of the peanuts produced in the United States are growing within 100-mile radius of Houston County. The agriculture, forestry, and related industries provide in this state $1.8 billion, and that's over 15,000 jobs. So that's the economy. That's the economics. That's what's growing and making our county strong in our state. You might ask about, I could talk about peanuts for a long time because I've been a peanut farmer for 40-something years. I've been farming most of my life, and what time I wasn't working with a corporation for 30 years. But it's a part of me. It's a part of my life. It's what I love, and I love to see farmers prospering and doing well. Folks, I'm telling you, it's changed tremendously over the last 20-25 years. The automation, everything that's changed in agriculture, making it a lot easier, and a lot more farmers are farming a lot more acreage. But in doing so, the equipment they have now, they can farm a lot more acreage with less labor. But it's really something that our county here is doing well in. So you might ask, where did the peanut originate? Where did it actually come from? The origin of the peanut came from Peru, Brazil, South America. And South America still grows enormous amount of peanuts even now. We have some of our major farming corporations that go to Argentina and South America to help them learn how to grow peanuts. Well, we didn't know at the time we were teaching them how to grow peanuts, they're going to be one of our largest competitors in the state of Alabama. But that's good for them and it's good for us. The peanuts actually got popular during the Barnum Bailey circus. That was where, ball games, everything is peanuts. Peanuts is one of the most nutritious products that you can buy as far as protein and health wise. So in 1938, the Peanut Festival was born, folks. And in 1938, who was the first guest speaker at the Peanut Festival?
George Washington Carver.
There you go. That's it. George Washington Carver. And he invented more than 300 different uses of the peanut. So we have to really give George Washington Carver credit for what he's done for agriculture and his desire, his willpower, his love for agriculture and the commodity, peanuts commodity. So one of the other questions I might ask you is, who is the largest peanut producer in the world? China. Hard to believe, China is the largest peanut producer. We're in the United States, I think it's the fourth. But I can tell you, I won't say for sure, but I do know that the best quality peanuts are grown in America. Best quality peanuts in where we are in our region in Southeast Alabama. Quality. They made sure, the USDA made sure that peanut, when it goes across the scales and is graded, that peanut has no aflatoxin. There's nothing in there chemically that's going to hurt the consumers. But I cannot say that for what is grown in China. But I can say that the best quality peanuts are grown in America, the southeast part of Alabama. The only thing that I like left is, what was it that helped grow and make the peanut so popular in our state? The boll weevil. The boll weevil, that's right. In 1900, when there was mostly cotton, wasn't even a peanut heard of early in the 1900s, the boll weevil devastated the cotton industry in the cotton. So thank goodness people begin to look at some alternatives. What else can we grow? And as bad as it was for the cotton farmer, peanuts became one of the top crops in the state of Alabama because of the boll weevil. So the old boy thought he was doing bad, but he was actually doing better than we thought. So actually, that was a contributing factor for the peanuts and the growth of agriculture. So anyway, my opportunity to come and speak this morning to you, and thank you for that. And remember, Farm City, we're moving forward.
All the ladies, okay. We have a photo op.
Back in 1985, the United States Supreme Court said you guys will let the ladies in the Rotary. And today we are so thankful. Y'all get close. What would we do without our ladies? On three for me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Les and Stan, would you come forward, please? You know, it's the duty of members of Rotary Club to add new members, to look around and see who might be a good fit, who might increase our usefulness as a club and extend the spirit of Rotary throughout the community. And so we want to add a new member today. Les is going to introduce him to us.
Thank you, Madam President. A flat tire friend is a person that you can call at 9 o'clock at night when you have a flat tire and you're on the side of the road. The flat tire friend, when you call, will say, "Where are you? I'll be right there." Needless to say, none of us in this room get many flat tire friends. Most of us can count them on 1 or 2, certainly no more than one hand. It's my honor to introduce my flat tire friend, Stan Sessions. He's been a friend of mine for 25 years. He was born and raised in Forest Home, Alabama. If you don't know your Alabama geography, that's a suburb between Pineapple and Greenville. He was educated in many locales, but he finally stopped long enough at Auburn Montgomery to get a business finance degree. He has a varied career in banking. He's currently employed as a commercial lending officer at 5 Star Credit Union. His hobbies include writing and playing music, developing his real estate properties, and Alabama football. Stan has one adult daughter, Heather. Please help me in giving a warm Rotary welcome to our newest club member, Stan Sessions.
You have been elected to membership because we believe that you will be a part of Rotary and that you will represent Rotary well in the community. And so we do welcome you. And as you know, you will be welcome in any Rotary Club meeting anywhere in the world by being a member of this club. And you also know that there will be obligations that you'll be asked to fulfill anytime that you're asked to serve. We would appreciate your yes to that question. But so we welcome you, and you've been in the newsletter for a few weeks now. We had trouble, I think, scheduling this, but we're glad you're here, and we're glad to have you part of our club. Unless if you'll present him. With your badge that you will wear weekly, your pen, and your 4-way test plaque. So one more time, let's welcome Stan. Walter, would you make your announcement?
Real quick, next Monday is the day we're packaging the 483 care bags for the nurses at our 2 hospitals. We'll be starting at 10 a.m. We need some of our members to join our committee here to help us package those. And then we'll be delivering them after Rotary, thanks to David Hanks of the food bank truck. If you can go with us, and we'll caravan to the 2 hospitals when we leave the meeting next Monday. I do want to give 2 shout outs today to Buffalo Rock Pepsi. They're donating a can of Bang coffee for each of the 483 bags, and Nancy Springs is donating a bottle of water as well. So those 2 donations allowed us to buy a lot more items to put in the gift bag. So if y'all can be here to help us next Monday morning at 10 a.m., we'll be in the rooms next door.
Thank you. Bobby, I'm ready for that.
All right.
So if you haven't picked up, if you ordered and haven't picked up your donuts, they are in the other room there. We sold 420 boxes. Thank you to everyone who helped with that. And I just want to take a minute and let's just think about what we've done. This is an awesome group of people. We are in the presence of an awesome group of people. If you stop and think that we sell within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what equates to $78,750 to go toward polio. And while we don't have the problem right now in the United States, it is still a problem in parts of the world. And just to know that our club had that impact. And that was through some matching funds and some other efforts that have been made. But I mean, I'm just so proud to be a part of Dothan Rotary. You guys are awesome. Charles will have a program next week and he'll share more about that. But I mean, you guys have done a wonderful job. Thank you. All right, Alan, you had an announcement to make about Ryla.
Thank you, President Sheila. Look, probably most of us are aware of Ryla. Ryla is the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards program. It's an intensive leadership training and conference for high school students. Programs includes lectures, discussions, periods of skilled prominent leaders. Students will also participate in group activities, recreation, good fun, and fellowship. This is available for sophomore and junior high school students. Now, these students will be sponsored by the local Rotary clubs. Right now, we have 2 slots available for scholarship. Doesn't mean we can't send more than 2. Right now, we're funding 2 scholarships. I want to bring this to the group's attention today. There's a deadline in February for the scholarships. However, there are only 60 slots available for the program. We have 48 clubs in our district. So we need to be proactive. I know we all have perhaps a child, a grandchild. We know that, we all know one particular student that could use this good program. They have the benefit of this program. We would like to have some applications, if not all applications, in before the next board meeting, which is November 15th. The applications would have to go before the board. And then we'd have to submit it. Then we would submit it. Doesn't mean that all applications will be approved. So we only have 2 slots already pre-approved. But we are open for people to help fund people that scholarship applicants who feel worthwhile. We'll circle back around to that. This will be in March 3rd through 6th, and we can provide more details. It's a great program. If you've never looked into it, I suggest you look into it at myrotary.com. I will give a disclaimer on brochure. We do have brochures and applications on the table. The pictures of the brochure are from a California program that just happens to be the Rotary brochure we have right now. Anybody who's been to Calabasas can, I'm certainly going to testify to that facility. Any questions, please let me know. Or you let me know. Yes.
Tell us the ages again.
The age
For applicant.
The age right now is sophomore and junior high students. Junior high through sophomore.
It's high school junior or high school.
Sorry.
High school juniors, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Not junior high school.
Well, the sophomore, but it says sophomore and junior high students. And I'll circle back around and get that good answer for you. Any other questions that I may can answer for you? Any questions you can direct to me? With President Sheila to help us out on that. But we do appreciate your support. Very good program for those of you who have seen the benefit from the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you. As mentioned when I was speaking about the donuts is that you can pay Heather on your way out, that you can pay with credit card. Josh, would you introduce our speaker?
I'm happy to introduce our speaker today, Laura Burt. Laura is the Director of Business Development for the ASF Foundation. Laura is a lifelong Alabamian, born and raised in Montgomery. She spent 4 wonderful years in Auburn and graduated from Auburn University with a Bachelor of Arts in Speech Communication. After Auburn, she went to work for a document and digital output company in the Birmingham area and stayed in that industry for 28 years. During that time, she went back to school and earned an MBA from Stanford University. In 2016, she lost her only daughter to alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma, an aggressive childhood cancer. That traumatic life event gave her a heart for nonprofit work, and in March 2021, she started working for the ASF Foundation, a foundation she's been familiar with for many years and that her daughter was involved in as a swimmer. So with that, let's welcome Laura.
Thank y'all. Can you hear me? Thank y'all so much for having me today. I'm really excited to be here and talk to you about the ASF Foundation. By show of hands, how many of you have heard of the ASF Foundation, Alabama Sports Festival Foundation? Oh, good, a number of you. How many of you have heard of the Alabama State Games? Great, fabulous. The ASF Foundation is a statewide mentoring organization. We encourage the importance of academics, healthy lifestyles, and good citizenship. We believe that successful people, and success looks different for everybody, but we believe that successful people create welcoming communities, and welcoming communities create thriving cities and towns, and thriving cities and towns make for a better Alabama. We are a service organization like Rotary, and I love your motto, service over self. And it is my desire that at the ASF Foundation, we live by that motto as well. So throughout our programs, we are planting seeds, and we hope that our seeds are bearing good fruit for the athletes we serve and the Alabamians in which we interact with. So our most recognizable program is the Alabama State Games, and I will talk about that in a few minutes, but I want to talk about some other programs that we have at the ASF Foundation. Our scholarship initiative has awarded over $300,000 to date in academic scholarships to Alabama youth. Most of our scholarships are awarded via lottery. We award several scholarships at our opening ceremonies of the Alabama State Games. We also award scholarships through our Student Ambassador Program. And this past weekend, we held our first pumpkin run, which is a 5K and fun run in Montgomery, and we awarded 2 $1,000 scholarships at that event this weekend. Ronald Reagan, our president, Ronald Reagan, had a plaque on his desk that said, "It can be done." And that's kind of what we want to instill, not just that it can be done, but you, young athlete, it can be done. You, high school student, it can be done. And you, adult athlete, it can be done, and you can do it. So our scholarships can be used towards any post-high school program, colleges, universities, 2-year program, in-state, out-of-state. Once the recipient is ready to go to a program, they provide that information to us, and we send the money directly to that program for them. And, you know, one of the things this morning, we all woke up to the tragic news that Colin Powell had passed away. We lost an American hero. And as I was listening to the news people talk about his life and that he embodied the American dream. His life embodied that. The one thing that really struck me about him is that he was a C student. And those kids that may not be have the best grades, that does not mean that they are not our brightest minds. And so those are really the children and the people in Alabama that we are trying to reach with our scholarships, are those kids that may not have the best grades. They may have to dig a little deeper, but they are brilliant and can contribute great things to the state of Alabama. Our other program that I wanted to talk about is our Student Ambassador Program. And this program is for high school students, grades 9 through 12. We tweaked this program a little bit this year to make it a competition, and we also added additional scholarship money to the program. Our aim with the Student Ambassador Program is to help students develop and or improve their skills in public speaking, networking, social media promotion, event planning, fundraising, all skills that students post-high school will need. We accepted applications in August. We have 40 ambassadors across the state of Alabama and several ambassadors in the Wiregrass area. So we hope to make a positive impact in the lives of these ambassadors. And we also look forward to the impact that they are going to be able to make at the ASF Foundation. So at the end of June, we will be awarding to 20 elite ambassadors a $500 academic scholarship, and then our Ambassador of the Year will receive a $5,000 scholarship. One of the programs that we involve our student ambassadors in is called Your Keys to Drive. It is a program that was started by State Farm, and we partner with State Farm. Also, Children's of Alabama is a partner, and Alabama Department of Public Safety is a partner. And we go pre-COVID, we went into the high schools and talked to high school students about the importance of driving undistracted. And so we would bring in simulation systems that they could try out that would simulate driving while distracted or driving under the influence and things like that. Since COVID, we have had to do it virtually, and now we are trying to get back into the schools, but hopefully as the numbers decline, we'll be able to get more students involved in that program. But the Alabama State Games is our largest program, and it was the program that started the ASF Foundation. And some of you may remember, and some of you may be too young to remember, but in 1976 and in 1980, the United States was getting beat in the Olympics, and they were getting beat substantially. And so the United States Olympic Committee, they were looking for ways that the United States could compete better with other countries in the Olympics. And so they decided to go to different states and create grassroots competitions that could propel athletes into the Olympics. And that is how this foundation started. And we started in 1982. In 1983, our first Alabama State Games, at that time it was called the Alabama Sports Festival, and later the name was changed to the Alabama State Games, but we had the first ever in Auburn, 600 athletes, 4 sports, and in 2021, we were in Dothan, we had 2,000 athletes competing in 28 sports. And we were so pleased because we had no idea. We had to cancel the games in 2020. We didn't know what the numbers would be. In 2017, we were in Dothan and we had 2,600 athletes. And so we were really pleased to get 2,000 athletes in 2021. But it's not just the investment in the kids. The ASF Foundation also makes an investment in the communities that host the games for us. And so if you look at our economic impact in 2021, we had a $1.1 million impact, positive impact to the Dothan area. And if you look at the positive economic impact that we had in 2015, that was our first year that we had ever been in the Dothan area. So we had a 3-year commitment from 2015 to 2017. And then we came back and it was supposed to be 20 and 21, and it turned out to be 21 and 22. So the economic impact in 2015 was between $900,000 and $950,000. And so if you look at our first year of the commitment, 2021, we had about a 10% growth in that impact. And so in 2017, our economic impact was over $2 million. And so we are really excited to be back in the area in 2022 for a couple of reasons. We have already added 2 new sports. So we're going to have 30 sports competing in Dothan, Ozark, and Enterprise. And last year, or this year, 2021, our track events I can't remember the exact number. It was 400 to 600 athletes, but there was another big meet in the Birmingham area. And so we got a call from our tournament director recently, and that meet in Birmingham, they have scheduled it to a different weekend as to not compete with us, mainly because they wanted our officials. We had the better officials at our event. And so we are really excited about 2022, the number of athletes that we are going to be able to draw. Track will be at Enterprise High School. However, they come to Dothan for the opening ceremony. So they should be spending some money in Dothan as well. But has anyone ever participated in the games or has had a child to participate in the games? Show of hands. Okay, a few. Well, as I said before, we are planting seeds and we want to help Alabama kids and athletes live their best life. So I want to kind of take you through opening ceremony and things like that. Before opening ceremony, we have an athlete leadership summit. And all athletes, coaches, and parents are invited to attend. So past speakers for this event have included Coach Pat Dye, Coach Bobby Bowden, Saran Stacy, and this year we had Izell Reese, who did a fantastic job for us as our speaker. And every year we have parents come up to us and thank us for this athlete leadership conference. The main reason is because as parents, we are trying to instill some of the same points that the speakers are saying to the athletes. But I don't know if you have this experience as a parent, but my experience is if I'm saying it, it is fake news. Nobody listens to me. If I am, talking about staying focused, or I'm talking about, good grades are important or whatever it is, but you get a coach up there that the athletes respect, or a player, especially one who has done well and made it to the NFL, then the kids are all ears and the parents are really appreciative of that program. So after the athlete leadership conference, the kids, the athletes, because the athletes are all ages and abilities. We have something for everybody at the Alabama State Games. But they line up for the parade of athletes. And so the parade of athletes, when they come in, it is amazing. I walked with my daughter when she swam, and just, it's overwhelming. You walk in, they're announcing your area, they're announcing your team, they're announcing your sport, everybody is cheering for you. They're giving each other high fives, just the look of excitement on the faces of these kids is remarkable. It is such a wonderful experience for them. And so they will go around the arena and they'll take their seats, and we've got a program. It's patriotic in nature. There's good music. And then the athletes are called to stand to give the oath, to take the oath of athletes. And this is what they say. They say, "We promise that we will take part in these Alabama State Games, respecting, abiding, and remembering the 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship, for the glory of the sport and the honor of the great state of Alabama." And it is wonderful seeing them say these words, because again, we are planting seeds. And then the athletes of the year, male and female, youth, male and female adult, they come into the arena holding torches. And the atmosphere builds and the excitement builds and the cauldron gets lit, fireworks start, and then the mayors and the county commissioner chairmans and Visit Dothan all say, "Let the games begin." And everybody leaves with such an anticipation of the sports that they are going to be competing in that weekend. And the kids really just think it's about fun, but it's really an investment in their lives. We all need encouragement and help in life, and parents and churches can't do it all. And so we really feel honored to be able to come alongside in communities and make the investment in Alabama people and the communities in which they live. We are the ASF Foundation, a mentoring organization that encourages the importance of academics, healthy lifestyles, and good citizenship. Does anybody have any questions about the ASF Foundation or our programs? Thank y'all so much. Y'all have been a really great audience. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here, for sharing with us. It's very interesting. So next week, you don't want to miss, because Charles has a program for us, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be something that you don't want to miss. It's going to be interesting. It's going to involve our club members. So it's World Polio Day, which is the 24th. But our program, of course, next week on the 25th. I want to thank our guests for being here today. Hope you'll come back and join us. Put this date on your calendar, November the 8th. We will be at the National Peanut Festival. We'll be out there. We'll have some corn dogs and baked potatoes. Sounds good. All right, and let's stand and do our 4-way test of what we think, say, and do. Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thanks for being here. Thank you.